back with a little, not necessarily art project, although it may be an art project. Maybe. Our friend Dr. Whitney Elmore, County Extension Director from Pasco County, horticulture agent. Well, just friend of the show, let's be honest. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
Good.
What are we doing here? Look at this fabulous artwork. I ask if you painted this.
No, I wish. My mom, yes, but not me. I'm not nearly that talented. What we're talking about, and given just a couple of examples, is how to recycle in your yard. Recycling yard wastes and turning those basically into gold, things that can help you in the environment. It's our number 7 Florida-friendly landscaping principle, and it helps us to be much more Florida-friendly and environmentally conscious. So when we're talking about things like oak leaves, pine needles, even when we're pruning our plants and chopping those up into small bits, we can compost those at home very, very easily. There's so many different ways to do that. And what we're doing is recycling nutrients. We're recycling those nutrients into something nice and rich that is organic matter.
Because if you're doing some trimming out there, you've got some leaves. I mean, you want to get it off the lawn because I know that can be harmful, you talked about. So we're taking about the step after that is done. How do we easily compost them?
So again, there's a variety of ways of doing that. The main thing, and some people will do this, I was talking to somebody in the green room, they do this under the counter with their food scraps. That's an excellent way to be recycling nutrients. But to also in our landscape, and then taking these types of yard waste, cutting them into the smallest pieces possible, and getting them over into a compost bin or even into just a little corner of the backyard. And we allow these things to decompose naturally over time, and they break down into organic matter that is full of nutrients and full of microorganisms that help our plants utilize those nutrients to help them build their bodies. The really good thing is it keeps those nutrients on site. Whatever we are growing, whatever we're putting out into the environment, we want it to stay on site. We don't want it to leave. And as we know, in Tampa Bay region, water is everywhere, right? And when we get these big, heavy rains, we get a lot of runoff across the surface and leaching down through our sandy soil. It holds nothing. Right? Holds no water, holds no nutrients. That organic matter helps to hold that in our environment and keeps it from going into our waterways where it can become a pollutant, which is a big, big issue for us across Florida.
So before I get to exactly what this is here, and maybe the dumb question of the day, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. So you compost it, you have an area, and then you just like literally after it gets to this form, that's when you sprinkle it about?
When it's broken.
Pare it down for Natalie to understand.
When it's broken down into something you cannot recognize what it looked like before, when it doesn't look like leaves, when it doesn't look like the little pieces of limbs, when it doesn't look like kitchen scraps, it's dark, it's ready to go. It usually has a little bit of a sweet, earthy smell, but it doesn't smell bad in any way.
And then you sprinkle?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can take it and you can put it into your potted plants. You can put it over into your veggie gardens. This is a tremendous benefit, and you're recycling those nutrients. You can think about water recycling. The water that falls on our landscape, we can capture that. Now, this is my junior rain barrel that I use for demonstration. We'd usually have them much, much bigger than this, right? But this is a great way to capture that rainwater, to recycle it, use it in our landscaping for our plants, but to also kind of limit as much as we can of those heavy rains, carrying all of our nutrients.
Is that why there's
away.
the netting too? Do you have the netting on the large ones?
Yes, we absolutely do. And this will allow us to keep things like leaves and debris from going into our rain barrel. Keeps it moving and flowing very well.
And what principle did you say this was?
So this is number 7.
Number 7. Okay, so if you want to catch up on 1 through 6 or find out more on any of the principles or anything else we talk about with Dr. Whitney, check out her podcast. Tell people where to go.
rootedinflorida.podbean.com.
Good stuff. Good to see you.
You too.